What's up, everybody? This is Jose with Oakland Latinos United, aka Oakland Latinos Unidos, on here with a new video for you guys to enjoy. Well, I'm out here, beautiful sunny day, doing a little walk, you know what I mean? Nice sunny day in the bay, you feel me? Got my sombrero on. But I wanted to talk about a subject that, I've been wanting to talk about, and that's the state of Chicano Raza Youtube. And, you know, to keep it real, Chicano YouTube is really a new thing. It's not an old thing. It's a very fairly recent thing. And I can tell you this from experience. But I want to talk about the trials and tribulations and the things that you're going to uh, run into if you're a Chicano Raza YouTube content creator. And some of the things you got to be careful of putting out there. You know what I mean?
They had it wrong on the website.
But you know,
it's not our fault.
But you know the Chicano YouTube Raza content is a new thing. You know, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this since 2007. I was probably one of the first early Chicanos on here. You know what I mean? Doing any kind of Chicano political or just Chicano community stuff in general. You know, there were probably a few others, but I definitely was one of the early ones, and that's a title no one can take, you know. But from 2007 till about 2018, there really wasn't too many Raza doing anything on YouTube. And that's about 11 years right there, bro. YouTube had been around, but there wasn't a lot of Raza doing a lot of things on YouTube at that time. Why that was, I have no idea. But the Raza content creators just were not around. There was one dude named Famous Wolf from Sacramento who I talked to in the past. He came out around 2015, 16. There was another dude named Chicano Experience. He was pretty cool. You know what I mean? I got to talk to him a couple times. I never did an interview with him, but, you know, he kind of disappeared. And other than that, there really wasn't too many people out there doing a lot of Raza Chicano content. You feel me? It wasn't until about 2018, 19, you started seeing American Cholo. You started seeing, you had Neil Azad, even though he's technically African American, but he was affiliated to a Mexican gang. Also, JD, that dude JD, the one from Prison Break Raw, he was also, I think he was a white guy, affiliated to a Mexican gang. And there, a few others, but you know, as time progressed, you started having Savage Studios, you started having, Comics Perspective, Gunners Collective, you know, Salinas Report, who goes by Chicano Tube, I think now. You started having, you know, stories for a current prisoner. You started having Paradigm News. You started having so many others, you know, Tony A with his show, and a lot of other shows that came about. You know, the thing is that my thing is with a lot of the Chicano YouTube stuff today and the content creators, that a lot of it is dominated by basically gang members or ex-gang members or ex-felons. And, you know, that's not bad per se, but it's unfortunate because I was wrong. And I can admit when I was wrong. I thought that some of these prison content creators, I thought at the time that maybe they were going to do something positive. And some of them did start out positive and show, you know what I mean, the negative effects of that lifestyle, where it could bring you, where you can end up, you know what I mean? But unfortunately, it became a thing of beef, of crap, you know, shit talking, of glorification of prison and gangs, and it went the wrong way. And I was wrong. I thought maybe these dudes, because they were ex-cons, they could have a voice that could change a lot of people's mind. But I was wrong. Because it seems like a lot of people buy into what they say. Those channels have the most views. Their war stories have the most views. You know, their gang stories have the most views. And sadly, that's what's become the state of a lot of the Chicano YouTube. You know what I mean? And yeah, you know, that's taken a bad turn because there's not a lot of content creators who are not gang affiliated, who are not, you know, ex-gang members, you know what I mean? And it's just become a novella of drama, unfortunately. But if you do want to become a Chicano YouTube content creator, and you're not gang related, you're not a prison channel or anything like that. I'm not a gang member. You know what I mean? I never was affiliated to any gangs. I had friends and homies who were from gangs, but that's about it. I never took an oath to that lifestyle. But if you want to be a Chicano content creator, unfortunately, it's not going to be easy, because even if you're not gang related, just being a Chicano or Raza, you're already guilty by association, and there's gonna be people that are gonna question you, especially if you grew up in an area or a city or a neighborhood that's affiliated with certain gangs. And if you come from a working class poor background, most likely you probably did grow up in a gang hood, you know what I mean, or a hood that's affiliated with something. So people are gonna question that. People are not gonna take you seriously. People are gonna, have a messed up view of what you're saying or question what you're saying. It's the crabs in the bucket mentality. Oh, are you gang related? Where's he from? You know what I mean? What barrio is he from? You know what I mean? Why is he this? Why is he that? So, there's going to be a question mark above you, unfortunately, because of the prison channel content and because of where we grew up. Now, why is there such a glorification of our community, within our community, of gangs and drugs? Well, I think on YouTube, it sells, unfortunately. It's what sells. War stories, gang stories, prison stories, that's what sells. That's what people want to hear. Nobody wants to hear about finances, about education, about history, about, about Raza empowerment, about Raza helping out their own community. Nobody wants to hear about that. People want to hear about a war story that happened in Oakland in 1987. That's what people want to hear. You know what I mean? I'm just using that as an example. And that's unfortunately what's going to sell. And why is it like that in our community? Why do we have that crabs in a bucket mentality? You know what I mean? I would say because of colonialism. I would say because of poverty. I would say because of hopelessness. I would say because of the way we were raised a lot of times, the hoods and barrios and schools we were raised in. But that's part of it, but there's also self-accountability. A lot of the times we can't take accountability of our own actions and realize that what we're doing is wrong and not good. And it's not making our community look bad, and it's not making our people or families look good. It's making our communities look bad, and it's not making our families and communities look good either, because people are going to say, oh, there goes those fucking cholos, those gang members, But like I said in the past, I've said it many times, I think there is room for prison ex-gang members and stuff like that on YouTube. There is definitely room for them. But unfortunately, whether they're ex or current, they're always going to glorify that lifestyle, even if they don't mean to. It's just, that's all they know. And I've said it before, you can't be a voice for the Raza, really, theoretically, if you have gang ties. You just can't do it. I know people don't want to hear that, but there's always going to be a conflict of interest, because you're married and you took an oath to a lifestyle, and you're always going to have that oath and that marriage connected to you, or people are always going to connect it with you. There's a lot of guys out there that think just because they're Norte or Sur or they're this or that I'm for the Raza, but I'm banging Norte. And I'll bang on other Chicanos. It's like, or I bang Sur and I'll bang on other Chicanos. It's like, if that's what you believe, that's what you believe. I can't tell you what to believe. But, no one's going to take you seriously. At least nobody in the Chicano political world. You know what I mean? Because there's always going to be those divisions, And it's unfortunate that we can't look beyond that or past that. And we can't just be a voice for the people. I would say if there is going to be voices of the people, they can't be gangbanging, and they can't be too woke or too left or too right either. They have to be centered, and they have to be a real voice of the people and not be married to any ideologies or gang politics or anything like that. And that's the only way it's going to change. So a lot of you out there, man, if you ain't got nothing to do and you want to make a little money and you're not an ex-con or an ex-gang member, pick up a camera and start talking about issues in your community. Start talking about what you feel. Start talking about history. You know what I mean? Start talking about better things for our people. You feel me? Because that's what I try to do. you know. But as far as my outlook on Chicano YouTube right now, I'm not happy with what I see. And I'm just going to leave it at that. You know what I mean? Hopefully things will change. Hopefully people will prove me wrong. I like being proved wrong. But that's all I really have to say. This Jose with Oakland Latinos United. Late.